Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving into a really fierce debate today, one that's shaking up the entire world of humanitarian aid. The big question is, should we try to fix the system we have, or is it time to just tear the whole thing down and start over?
You've heard it a million times, right? Whenever there's a crisis, someone says, the system is broken. It's become this go-to phrase for all the frustration. But what if that simple sentence is actually masking a much deeper problem?
I mean, let's get real for a second. When we say the system, what are we even talking about? Is it some faceless bureaucracy in Geneva, a pile of outdated rules, or is it something a lot closer to home?
Well, according to analyst Carrie Byrne, it's not some machine out there that we can just point a finger at. The system, it's us. It's a network of people, of relationships, of our actions and infrastructure. And that is a game changer. Because if we made it, that means we can unmake it.
So that realization that the system is actually us forces this huge question that basically splits the entire aid world in two. Do we fix what we've got, or do we need something radically, completely new?
All right, let's start with the first camp, the reformers. These are the people who believe the basic structure can be saved, but only if we totally rethink who holds the power.
Technologist Alex Bornstein puts it this way. Real change isn't about just asking local groups to do more. It's about a total redesign. It means local experts get to set the priorities. It means the money actually goes directly to them. And it means they own and control their own tools. It's about giving them real authority, not just more responsibility.
Okay, but what if that's not enough? There's a really powerful counterargument that says, nope, the whole structure is the problem.
And this really gets to the heart of the clash. The reformers say, shift power. The abolitionists say, vacate the space. It's the difference between trying to make the current system work differently versus believing the system is the problem and the only solution is for international players to just leave.
Yeah, development professional Thimrise Khan does not mince words. She says the whole system is a northern-dominated project that basically stomped all over the organic, local ways of helping people that have been around forever. For her, it's not about how the big players should change. It's about them getting out of the way so real change can finally happen.
Now, this is such a crucial point that Thimrise makes. She draws a line in the sand between two very different things. On one side, you have humanitarianism, that universal impulse inside all of us to help someone in need. That exists everywhere. But on the other side, you have humanitarian aid, the specific Western-led industry that's been built up around that impulse. She's not calling for an end to helping people, she's calling for an end to the system of aid as we know it.
So you've got these two massive competing ideas, reform or revolution. But let's bring it back down to earth for a minute. Beyond all this big structural talk, what's really going on at a human level?
Program director Angela Murray David says there's a deeper problem that infects everything, and she calls it the savior complex. It's this mindset where outsiders, and that could be global players or even people from the capital city within the same country, just assume they know best. They're the ones setting the agenda for everyone else.
You know, it's so easy to get lost in all this talk about funding and systems and power dynamics, we can forget what this is all about in the first place. What does success actually look like for one person?
Veteran humanitarian Yuri tells this incredible story about Madame Justine. She was forced to flee her home, but with a grant of just $90, she bought a sewing machine. She restarted her business, and now she provides for her whole family. She has agency. She has dignity. That's the goal. It's not about a perfect system. It's about that.
So you might be thinking, well, the problem is just money, right? We just don't have enough. But check this out. According to the UN's top relief coordinator, the entire global humanitarian appeal is just 1% of what the world spends on defense. 1%.
And that just flips the whole script, doesn't it? Maybe the problem isn't a lack of resources or even broken systems. Maybe the real crisis is a crisis of solidarity, a global breakdown in our simple willingness to help each other out.
Okay, so in a world this complex, this messy, how can any one of us actually prepare to do some good? What are the skills that really matter now?
Well, Yuri suggests the future doesn't belong to the spreadsheet jockeys. It belongs to people who invest in these deeply human skills. We're talking about humility, the ability to actually listen, emotional intelligence so you can lead with empathy, versatility, because you have to be a curious generalist in a world that's always changing, and real on-the-ground experience that no AI can ever replicate.
But it goes even deeper than skills. As Thimrise Khan reminds us, just hoping for the best is not a strategy. The real work is looking inward. It's about taking the time to truly understand our own place in this world, what we should be doing, and just as important, what we shouldn't.
And that's really the question we're left with. In the end, whether the future is reform or a total revolution, maybe what matters most isn't the kind of systems we build, but the kind of humans we decide to be.